Lexus pretty much invented the luxury crossover segment when the RX debuted, and they're trying to build on that massive success with an all-new subcompact crossover called the UX. We're here in Stockholm, Sweden to drive the UX for the first time, and so far, I think they've done a pretty good job. So one of the great things about the UX is that it's built on an enhanced version of the same platform that's in the CHR. And that's a good thing because the CHR is really fun to drive, and a lot of that fun to drive character comes through on this Lexus, which is a nice surprise. What that means is that it is agile and it feels really nimble, which I wasn't expecting. One of the bad parts of using that platform, though, is that you can't get the UX with all-wheel drive unless you get the hybrid version, which isn't even a true all-wheel drive system because it disengages the rear axle at 45 miles an hour. So while the UX's driving dynamics feel a lot like the CHR, it is a much more elevated and luxurious version, and that means that it's not crashy over rough roads, and it gives you that nice, quiet, smooth feeling that you're used to getting from other Lexuses.
The gas UX 200 is powered by a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that outputs 169 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque. It's not super quick, but the turn of speed is decent, and it does sound a bit coarse if you want quicker acceleration, but Lexus does a pretty good job at filtering out any of that harshness from the cabin. The UX 250H model adds an electric motor and a battery pack into the mix, which brings total system output to 175 horsepower. The hybrid feels noticeably peppier than the gas model, and it's expected to get 38 mpg combined. The gas model gets power to the front wheels via a CVT, but it actually has a mechanical first gear, which helps it feel more responsive and natural off the line. Lexus calls this a direct shift CVT, and the CVT can actually simulate 10 gears if you use the paddle shifters. That mechanical first gear, however, doesn't really make passing quicker, and the UX does experience some hesitation if you mat the throttle.
A lot of the UX's competitors are available with all-wheel drive. So if you do want all-wheel drive, you'll have to get the hybrid version, which is not that bad anyway because the hybrid version is actually my favorite version of the UX, mostly because it has better performance and the center of gravity feels a lot lower.
Cargo capacity isn't that great. There's just 17.1 cubic feet in the hybrid's trunk and 21.7 in the gas model. It does have some handy underfloor storage, but it also has a higher lift height and a kind of small opening, so if maximum practicality is what you're looking for, this might not be the best bet. Lexus set out to make the UX drive and feel like a hatchback, and I think it did a pretty good job. Even the seating position feels a lot like you're driving a hatchback. It feels low to the ground and planted, visibility is great, and Lexus says that it has the tightest turning circle in its segment.
Now, I can't talk about a Lexus product without bringing up the thing that annoys me the most about them, and that is this little touchpad. So if you're familiar with Lexus products, they have a little mouse-like touchpad you can use to control the infotainment screen, and it is just way too distracting to use while you drive, and they really need to figure out a system that is more user-friendly.
There is Apple CarPlay and Amazon Alexa support, but no Android Auto, and that helps, but you still have to use the touchpad to use it, and that's not a great solution. A neat touch is that the UX will be compatible with smartwatches and some Google Assistant-enabled devices, which means you can use it to lock and unlock the car, or start the engine, or even check fuel levels. Lexus is offering its package of driver assistance and safety technology as standard. It has a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection with night vision, the ability to see cyclists during the day, lane keep assist, full-speed adaptive cruise control, automatic high beams, blind spot monitoring, and road sign assist. I found that the adaptive cruise control felt pretty natural and progressive, though the lane keep assist and lane centering still felt like it was fighting against me. Other cool tech offered includes a head-up display, a great top-down 360-degree parking camera, 4 USB ports, and wireless charging for your phone. I also really like the interior. You can get it with this nice two-tone cream and dark blue leather with diamond design and cool stitching, and Lexus tried pretty hard to make this an interesting interior with some cool textures and unique trims. In the end, I love the UX's driving dynamics, nice interior and tech, but I really don't love the touchpad interface, the small cargo capacity, the lack of Android Auto, and the lack of all-wheel drive for gas models.
In the US, nearly 70% of Lexus's sales comes from crossovers and SUVs, so they're bound to have a runaway hit with this new UX. It's not perfect, but it does come with a lot of tech and a cool interior, so it makes a really compelling argument.